Hello and welcome to VOA's Red Carpet. Red Carpet is a show that brings you the latest in entertainment news, in fashion, in sports, in film and television from around the world. My name is Jackson Vunganyi. Let's go. And we begin with a story we first brought to you a couple of years ago at the start of the Me Too movement. That's the hashtag Me Too movement. At the time, movie producer Harvey Weinstein was one of the first powerful men accused of sexually assaulting women. Now, a New York jury has found him guilty of third-degree rape and first-degree criminal sexual act. Actress Ashley Judd first accused Weinstein of sexual misconduct in 2017. Reacting to verdict, she posted on Twitter, quote, "For the women who testified in this case and walked through traumatic hell, you did a public service to girls and women everywhere. Thank you. Hashtag convict Weinstein. Hashtag guilty." Weinstein will be sentenced in March and faces up to 25 years in prison. He's also facing 4 counts of sexual assault in Los Angeles. African entertainers took center stage at the 28th Annual PanAfrican Film and Arts Festival in Los Angeles. Our own Ekia Badu was there. Check it out.
Over 150 new films from all over Africa were released for 10 days. A short film caused a sensation. Code Switch film by Sigin Ojulu. The Sudanese won the award for Best Narrative Short.
I'm the director, producer, writer, and actress for Code Switch film. And I'm a director and actress here in Los Angeles. Born and raised in Sudan, and I came here to make films essentially. And I essentially came into films because I never really saw myself as, I didn't see myself represented as a girl next door. No one ever saw anybody dark like me.
Presented for the first time to the American public, D'Errance, the latest Apolline Traoré film, awarded at the last FESPACO, was a great success with the public. The actors made the special trip from Côte d'Ivoire.
This movie talks about the war in 2010, the war in Ivory Coast, and also a father who left his country Haiti, where there was war, to seek refuge in Ivory Coast. The rest you will see in the film.
For me, the Pan-African Film Festival is very important because it's one of the few film festivals that showcases movies that speaks to me completely, whether it's the visual, the sound, the mannerism of the people and everything.
In Film Festival, we're in our 28th year, and what our mission is to showcase the various voices and stories of the Pan-African world. And when we say the Pan-African world, wherever there's a black community or a black country making films.
Also, according to the organizers, 56 countries were represented. Many topics have been discussed, such as forced marriages, incest, the ill treatment of albinos on the African continent, or the quest for the fantasy El Dorado in the West at the cost of a perilous or even fatal journey via the Nigerian desert. A variety of themes dear to the festival.
Heartfelt tributes continue for Kobe Bryant and his daughter Gianna, who were killed along with 7 other people in a helicopter crash last month. Michael O'Sullivan reports from Los Angeles, California, where Bryant played his entire career with the Lakers.
Kobe Bryant joined the Los Angeles Lakers straight out of high school in 1996 and played with the team for 20 years, most of that time here at Staples Center. The sports icon and his 13-year-old daughter died with 7 others when their helicopter crashed January 26th near Los Angeles. There were tributes from Bryant's widow, Vanessa Bryant, grieving for her husband and daughter, and from a tearful Michael Jordan, who remembered his younger rival as a brother. Called a celebration of life, there was laughter mixed with tears and musical tributes from Christina Aguilera, Beyoncé, and Alicia Keys. For many fans, Bryant was part of the family.
You know, growing up, that's all we watched in the 1990s up to the 2000s. My parents, my brother, everyone.
Kobe Bryant growing up, he was my idol, so I played basketball myself and, you know, just pay my respect here today.
I watched him grow. I watched Kobe come into the league. I was there in DC for his last game when he retired. And it just means a lot to me right now.
A sports legend and his daughter who live on in the hearts of his fans. Mike O'Sullivan, VOA News, Los Angeles.
And award season continues here in the US. Lizzo was named Entertainer of the Year, and Just Mercy won Best Motion Picture, Best Actor, and Best Supporting Actor at this year's NAACP Image Awards, recognizing entertainers of color. The host of the show, Anthony Anderson, said, quote, "Unlike other award shows, we actually have black nominees." He may have well been talking about Just Mercy, the acclaimed film that was snubbed by the Oscars and the Golden Globes. Michael B. Jordan won Best Actor for his role as a crusading defense attorney, and Jamie Foxx won Best Supporting Actor for the wrongly convicted man he fought for. Fox was also honored with the Excellence in Arts Award at the Hollywood Gala and spoke about the lack of diversity in this year's Oscar nominees.
When it comes to the Oscars, I'm always wanting to push for diversity. And when someone is nominated, we want to give them their time as well. But sometimes, man, we just got to do our own thing and be us. And if we get those nominations or whatever, we get them. We stay vigilant, saying, please look at our films, please look at our performances. Because you can't tell me someone like Samuel Jackson, who doesn't have an Oscar, I would melt down my Oscar and give it to him.
Kenyan actress Lupita Nyong'o won Best Actress in a Film for her role in Us, and 15-year-old Masai Martin won Best Supporting Actress for her role in Little, over superstar names including Jennifer Lopez, Janelle Monáe, and Octavia Spencer. Cynthia Erivo, the only actress of color nominated at this year's Academy Awards, was honored with the Rising Star accolade. The British star is following her Oscar-nominated role as American abolitionist Harriet Tubman by playing Aretha Franklin in Season 3 of National Geographic series Genius, which is due to premiere in May of this year.
Both of them have come through different types of adversity and have come through very different odds and still have managed to rise to the top and have worked really hard to do so and have stuck by their principles and their loves and their wants for their lives. And I think that it's a testament to who they are as women.
Beyoncé also won big with 6 awards, including Outstanding Female Artist and Album. She also won Outstanding Duo/Group for her collaboration with her 8-year-old daughter, Blue Ivy, Saint Jean, and Wizkid for Brown Skin Girl. Rihanna received the NAACP President's Award for Special Achievement and Distinguished Public Service. She called for racial, religious, and cultural unity during her acceptance speech. Quote, "If there's anything that I have learned is that we can only fix this world together," said Rihanna. "We can't do it divided. Tell your friends to pull up." So Oscar season may be over, but that does not mean that we stop talking about the night's historic moments. South Korean film Parasite became the first foreign language film to win Best Picture in the Academy's 92 years. However, Parasite was not the only underdog at this year's show. Honeyland, a movie from North Macedonia, also made history as the first to be nominated for both Best Documentary and Best International Feature. And although it lost out to American Factory, Honeyland received critical acclaim from the first time it premiered at the Sundance Film Festival last year, winning 3 awards, including Grand Jury Prize for Documentary in the World Cinema Showcase. I met up with the makers of the movie in Hollywood. This is what they said.
Our film is the film about this person here, who is the last female bee hunter in Europe. And she's trying to fight for her bees and for her justice with a family of nomadic beekeepers who come there and invade the territory.
But as film director Tamara Kotevska says, the movie is more than just the inconvenience of having inconsiderate neighbors.
The basic of it is greed, human greediness. So This is something we must accept. We want to show in our film that this is the mistake that everyone does. We cannot blame governments and institutions before we see what we are all doing in our everyday life.
Now, filming around bees can be dangerous, but that was not the only hurdle that the filmmakers had to overcome. Cinematographer and producer Samil Juma explains just how hard it was.
The biggest challenge was the conditions that we were facing there. We were shooting in the environment where there is no electricity, no running water. We entered the life of people who never probably had experience with cameras.
Kamara says that even though it took them 4 years to produce the film, they are happy with the overwhelming reception by people in her country. But what does this international recognition mean for the Macedonian film industry?
It puts it on the map. It's a huge deal, definitely. It's a lot of pride for the country, and it's a lot of responsibility for the future films that we make and that the rest of the filmmakers, our colleagues, make.
Young basketball hopefuls from around the world gathered in Chicago for the 6th edition of the NBA's Basketball Without Borders Global Camp, where more than 60 boys and girls got help from NBA alumni and elite coaches. VOA's Yakuba Kadriobo was there. Check it out.
Dribble, attack, defend, progress with or without ball, shoot. The 64 boys and girls from 34 countries, aged 16 to 18, worked hard to expand their basketball knowledge under the watchful eyes of representatives of 30 NBA teams. They may be of different origins, but speak the common language of basketball.
Yeah, so these campers have a great opportunity this week to learn from NBA coaches, WNBA coaches, all types of different skills. We start with individual skill development, but soon we progress and they get to learn also how to play collectively, how to play together, and how to attack different defenses.
14 of 64 young basketball players, 10 boys and 4 girls, hailed from African continent. Their role models were their predecessors in this camp.
You know, we're really excited here to see many of our African athletes from our NBA Academy in Africa, really performing at a high level. And not just big guys, which has traditionally been, many of the African players. We have guys doing it on the perimeter as well. Guys like Sam Ariyibi from Nigeria, who was the MVP of Basketball in Africa last summer. Guys like Mohab Yasser from Egypt, who's a point guard and a really tough player. Babacar Faye from Senegal.
Coached by former and current NBA stars, including Toronto Raptors Cameroonian Pascal Siakam, who took part in this same camp in 2012. These young boys and girls all dream of playing in NBA, but they know it very well as they learn it in this 6th Basketball Without Borders Global Camp. It requires a lot of hard work. Yakuba Widraugo, VOA Africa Division, Chicago.
So last week we promised you fashion news from Milan, and we are bringing it. The fashion crowd put on a defiant face against the spread of the coronavirus, packing runway shows on the last big day of Milan Fashion Week, even as Giorgio Armani made a last-minute decision to stream his latest collection from an empty theater out of concerns for the guests' health. In streaming, Armani models moved across a dark-colored background, giving contrast to pink, teal, and pearl gray silk-printed trousers and skirts. And then there was Donatella Versace, who is and always has been about powerful women. She presented black power suits with sensuous cut-out slashes across the neckline and mini hemlines. At Dolce & Gabbana, designers Domenico Dolce and Stefano Gabbana showed a predominantly black and white collection in a world that is anything but black and white. And thanks for watching VOA's Red Carpet. My name is Jackson Vunganyi. For more entertainment news, remember to check us out at voanews.com. We are on Facebook, we are also on Instagram and on YouTube. Until next time, goodbye everyone.